Hey guys, this is Jason from Mach 1 Barbell. Today we're going to be talking about the barbell back squat, specifically the difference between a high bar and a low bar back squat. So there are some key differences that make one more advantageous than another and one more specific than another depending on the case scenario. So we're going to go through some examples of how to set it up, what the differences are going to look like from the side view angle, and then we're going to put it all together. If you like these videos, make sure to leave a like and a comment. It's free and it helps us out.
The speed of sound, the world famous Golden Dragon.
So we're going to start off with the high bar squat. Now typically most athletes who utilize a high bar squat would be Olympic weightlifters because it's going to produce a more quad dominant lift. Powerlifters can use the high bar squat if they're strong in that position, not a problem, but it's most often used for those Olympic lifters. So this is how you set it up. So when setting up for a high bar squat, it's really important to create the shelf on your upper traps. So the way to do that is you're going to grip the bar evenly spaced apart. Typically a narrower grip is a little bit better for a high bar squat. Then what you're going to do is pull the bar into your upper traps, and as you're doing that, you're squeezing and creating a shelf, and by a shelf, you're going to engage your traps and try to create the toughest muscle belly as possible, then stand up. So now it's not sitting on my cervical spine, it's sitting on the muscle belly of the upper trap. Once I'm in this position, take 2 steps back away from the rack, and this is what makes the high bar squat more quad dominant. You always want to keep the bar over the midfoot during the lift. So to keep the bar over the midfoot in the high bar squat, you have to be a lot more upright, which is what makes this lift a lot more quad dominant. When setting up for a low bar squat, we still want to create a shelf, but the shelf is a little bit different. Rather than utilizing the upper trap muscle bellies, we want to have the bar resting across the midline of the scapula. And again, when we do our squat, we want that barbell to be in a straight line over the midfoot. So hands can be a little bit wider for that low bar squat, especially if you lack shoulder mobility. Then you're going to set the barbell up right along the midline of the scapula. A lot of lifters make the mistake of going really, really low. If you have been lifting for a while and you want to utilize that technique, you can, but for a novice or intermediate lifter, stick to the midline of the scapula and then unrack the bar. Naturally, you're going to be in a little bit more of a hinged position to keep the bar over the midfoot. So now when you go into your squat, it's going to be a lot more hip dominant as you drive and squat into it. You won't be standing upright because now the bar is going to be behind you. Those are the basics for setting up a barbell squat. You can pick which one is right for you based on what sport you're doing, whether it's Olympic lifting or powerlifting. If you're doing neither, then you could experiment with both and utilize them both in your training. They both have their benefits, with the high bar being a lot more quad dominant and the low bar being a lot more hip dominant. You could figure out which one is strongest and best for you. Again, if you like this video and you want to see more of this kind of content, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and we'll see you guys in the next one.